Have you ever wondered why, as we grow older, we often find ourselves drifting away from social gatherings and preferring solitude? In today's video, we'll explore the reasons behind this shift in social behavior and what it reveals about our evolving needs and priorities. Understanding these changes is crucial because they can offer valuable insights into maintaining meaningful relationships and managing social expectations as we age. Stick with us until the end to discover how embracing solitude can lead to a more fulfilling and balanced life, and learn practical tips for navigating social interactions gracefully in your later years. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. When we were younger, there was something inherently joyous about inviting friends over to our homes to enjoy a meal and engage in conversation. At home, we experienced a sense of freedom that was often absent in the more formal setting of a restaurant. The environment at home allowed for a more relaxed and open conversation, which contributed to a deeper connection between friends. We would take turns visiting each other's houses, and over time, these interactions helped to solidify and strengthen our bonds. Back then, we held a firm belief that sincerity was the cornerstone of friendship, and we valued the authenticity we found in our relationships. However, as time has passed, we have witnessed a shift in societal norms. Sincerity, once a cherished quality, seems to be increasingly overshadowed by a culture of superficiality and pretense. Genuine individuals have become rarer, and the ideals we once held dear about friendship and honesty are often challenged. The adage, "Those who approach red become red, and those who approach ink become black," captures this transformation well. It reflects how the surrounding environment can influence our values and perceptions. In today's world, it is not surprising that our views on friendship have evolved. We find ourselves less inclined to invite others into our homes, often with diminished expectations of the connections we form. Our relationships may now seem less authentic, as the veneer of politeness and pretense increasingly prevails. Take, for instance, Mr. Lee, who is now 50 years old. Over the years, he has developed a preference for solitude. His routine is straightforward. He stays at home when he chooses to and goes out for exercise as needed. Social visits are rare, and when he does meet with friends, it is typically at a restaurant rather than in his own home. This shift in behavior has prompted curiosity from his relatives, who wonder about his apparent detachment. Mr. Lee explains that as people age, their lifestyles inevitably change. With the accumulation of life experiences and a broader perspective, his approach to social interactions has naturally evolved. What once seemed essential and fulfilling in youth has given way to a different set of priorities and preferences. He prefers a tranquil and simple daily life, finding joy in solitary activities such as sipping tea, tending to his garden, or fishing by himself. He also cherishes the moments spent with his family, appreciating the warmth and happiness that familial togetherness brings. Over time, he has gradually distanced himself from social engagements, and his friendships are no longer as close or frequent as they were in his younger years. He has come to realize that those who come and go frequently in life are often not true friends. Instead of engaging in insincere pleasantries, he finds it more fulfilling to embrace solitude and freedom. This pattern of life is common among the elderly, who often develop their rhythm and routines. In old age, many individuals become more hesitant to visit others' homes. They may feel that visiting others can be cumbersome and inconvenient, as things may not be as accommodating or easygoing in someone else's home. The potential for inconvenience or trouble can make visits less appealing. As a result, many elderly people choose to minimize their visits to others' homes. There are several reasons for this preference. First, visiting others can sometimes be perceived as a disturbance. Each family has its dynamics, and in old age, individuals often feel that they cannot fully represent their own family. Even if a friend extends an invitation out of courtesy or for the sake of appearances, it does not guarantee that their family will be equally welcoming. there is a chance that they might view the visit as an interruption. For instance, Uncle Ma, my next-door neighbor, has often remarked that I can be somewhat thoughtless and unreflective. On one occasion, I encountered a high school classmate within our community and discovered that we lived in the same neighborhood. Naturally, being in my 60s, it was a delight to reconnect with a friend from my youth. The classmate invited Uncle Ma and me over for a modest meal and drinks. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Uncle Ma, who has a deep fondness for drinking but lacks regular drinking companions, was especially delighted to have the opportunity to visit his old classmate. He looked forward to these visits with enthusiasm, bringing a few dishes along on weekends to share. However, his classmate's wife appeared visibly uncomfortable whenever he arrived. Despite this, Uncle Ma brushed off the odd expressions and continued to enjoy his time drinking and chatting with his friend. Over the next few weeks, Uncle Ma made a point of visiting his friend every few days, always bringing food and drink. It was during one of these visits that his classmate finally spoke up, expressing concern about the frequent gatherings. He said, "Every weekend you come to drink. My wife and children have big concerns. They feel their daily life is being disrupted." This was a revelation to Uncle Ma, who had taken the initial invitation at face value and assumed that his presence was genuinely welcomed. He had not realized that his regular visits might be causing discomfort. In old age, one of the greatest fears is having a lack of activities or social interaction. Therefore, having someone to converse with can be a significant source of joy and engagement. Many elderly people find solace in frequent visits with neighbors or friends, as it helps to pass the time and enrich their daily lives. However, while these social interactions can be fulfilling, they also come with potential drawbacks. Frequent visits might lead to unintended consequences, such as misunderstandings or inappropriate comments, which can cause unnecessary trouble or disputes. Thus, while regular socializing can enhance life, it is important to be mindful of the balance between maintaining meaningful connections and respecting others' boundaries. Miss Wong, who lives upstairs, has found that she prefers the solitude of staying home and watching dramas over visiting others. Her aversion to visiting others stems from past conflicts she experienced with her daughter-in-law. On one occasion, her son scolded her harshly because of these visits. Despite her enthusiasm after retirement, where she engages in lively square dancing with fellow community ladies, Miss Wong's experiences have made her wary of social interactions. On rainy days, when dancing is not feasible, Miss Wong and her friends take turns visiting each other's homes to chat and enjoy a meal together. During one such visit to Mr. Lee's house, a conversation arose about relationships with his daughters-in-law. In a seemingly casual comment, Miss Wong remarked on her daughter-in-law's perceived lack of initiative around the house and expressed that marrying an only child might sometimes lead to challenges due to the individual being somewhat spoiled. Although Miss Wong's intention was simply to engage in light-hearted conversation, her comment somehow reached her daughter-in-law. This led to a misunderstanding, creating the impression that Miss Wong was dissatisfied with her daughter-in-law. The situation quickly became uncomfortable. Miss Wong attempted to explain herself, but her daughter-in-law responded with a frosty demeanor, and her son reprimanded her for engaging in gossip. This incident reinforced Miss Wong's belief that visiting others can lead to complications. She concluded that it's better to focus on dancing, keep conversations minimal, and avoid getting too close to others. In her view, minimizing the exchange of words helps prevent misunderstandings and preserves harmony in her social interactions. Thirdly, varying economic conditions can contribute to psychological imbalance. Even within the same community, families can experience significant differences in their financial situations. When families with disparate economic statuses frequently visit each other, the disparity can become evident. The wealthier family might unintentionally exhibit signs of superiority, making the less affluent family feel uncomfortable and creating a psychological divide. This contrast can lead to feelings of inadequacy or envy, as even the elderly may subconsciously compare their circumstances to those of others. Such comparisons can add mental strain and undermine the enjoyment of social interactions. Frequent visits between families with large economic differences can exacerbate feelings of comparison and jealousy, turning what should be pleasant social interactions into sources of emotional burden. It's often more harmonious to live one's own life without frequent visits or invitations. Maintaining a peaceful, independent lifestyle can avoid these issues and lead to greater contentment. Observations during festive seasons can illustrate this shift in social behavior. Traditionally, people would visit each other for New Year greetings, but nowadays many prefer staying home, resting and browsing their phones. This change is not necessarily a loss of interest in traditional celebrations, but rather a reflection of modern life's exhaustion and the lack of genuine emotional connections. Socializing and visiting may seem meaningless when life feels overwhelming and hurried. Unless life slows down and people's hearts return to a state of tranquility, the pace of life will continue to accelerate, making solitude a more attractive and preferred lifestyle. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Many people, especially in their younger years, may shy away from solitude, mistakenly equating it with loneliness and feeling self-conscious about having few friends. It's often misunderstood as a sign of social failure rather than a profound opportunity for self-discovery and growth. Only as time passes do we come to realize the true value of living well for ourselves amidst life's complexities. This realization can be both liberating and empowering. As life becomes more intricate and challenging, the warmth and love for family often become more pronounced. This deeper appreciation for loved ones can bring a sense of fulfillment and inner peace. Indifference towards acquaintances or the outer world becomes less important, while the authenticity and depth of relationships with family members take center stage. In old age, it is natural to maintain contact with a select group of friends and family members, yet frequent visits to others' homes can often lead to unnecessary stress and complications. The act of visiting can sometimes feel burdensome and taxing, creating more trouble than joy. When gatherings are desired, choosing neutral external locations can alleviate the physical and mental strain that hosting at home might bring. This approach not only lightens the load, but also fosters a more relaxed and enjoyable atmosphere for everyone involved. The idea is to create a harmonious balance that avoids the pressures of hosting and entertaining, allowing for meaningful interactions without the added stress. As we age, the importance of learning to be alone becomes increasingly evident. The gradual departure of friends and loved ones can leave a profound sense of emptiness. Embracing solitude is not about resigning oneself to loneliness, but about finding comfort and strength within oneself. Adapting to being alone is a journey of self-discovery and resilience, helping us to face future challenges with greater fortitude. Solitude, when embraced with an open heart, offers a chance for introspection, personal growth, and a deeper connection with one's inner self. It can be a source of tranquility and a refuge from the complexities of life, providing the strength needed to navigate the inevitable changes that come with aging. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed today. What have you learned about the transition from sociability to solitude as we age? How has this understanding shaped your view on social interactions and personal space? We'd love to hear from you. Please share in the comments below one thing you've learned and how you plan to apply it in your own life. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.